Hi, Varun.
Hi Navkirat, how are you?
Very good. So good to see you.
So good to see you too.
I changed my setting for neuroscience.
Great, nice.
Good evening. Very warm welcome, friends. It's so good to see you all again for day 12 of Manifestation Decoded. Today, we are with the fantastic, phenomenal Varun, who is going to take us through the initial explanation of neuroscience. And whatever we've been discussing over the last 11 days, we take it to the neuroscience dimension and see it from that angle. And before that, we are just going to go through a quick recap of yesterday's session, where we discussed the steps of manifestation, steps of creation. So we began with surrender, which helps us to drop resistance. And Shreans talked about trying not to control the outcome and let the quantum surprise you. Don't let your logic stand in the way of magic and miracles. And of course, we repeatedly talk about gratitude and, gratitude for what you have created already in your meditation. Acknowledgement of what you are or what you have is the foundation for abundance. There was a very interesting slide that we went through, which was about taking your energy and power back from not just your past, but also your future, which helps create a very powerful present. And that makes you a very strong and powerful manifester. Your inner experience becomes more powerful than any past and reconditions your body to a new mind. We also saw the Mayan calendar of sacred time, where the evolution of consciousness was, shown with time acceleration, and how each underworld is 20 times shorter than the previous one. We saw the journey from the cellular to the universal, from matter to quantum, and how the speed of change is consistently increasing. We discussed how we now live in a quantum age, the age of energy, frequency, vibration, and how from power we have moved to an age of conscious co-creation. We discussed how the Earth is moving, has moved into the photon belt, and our galaxy is now in the same place it was 24,000 years ago. You must remember the NASA astrophysics video that we saw where, unseen or unobserved structures hitherto have been now seen in our galaxy. And the cosmic eye video where it goes from the human eye, zooms out into the cosmos, back to the human eye, and just compares our cellular composition to the cosmic eye. And that's an idea of the vast, limitless consciousness that we carry. The relationship between space and time in the 3D world, the pyramid of creation, which moves from the Newtonian to the quantum world, how 3D is about body and hard work, 4D is about mind and smart work, and fifth dimension is about the spirit and no work. And the journey, friends, is not linear, it's dimensional. The soul does not care what you do for a living, but why you're doing what you're doing. And what summed it up beautifully was that the journey is not about what you want, but what you become in the process. So, Varun, today, is it going to be meditation first and then we go into the talk?
You suggest, I would say, shall we do the talk first?
Yeah, absolutely.
Whatever, we can. Usually, how do we do it? First meditation or the talk?
Last couple of days, it's been meditation first.
Let's do meditation first. I'm actually up for a meditation. Let's do that.
I love the glint in your eyes. And before that, just a short verse, which, I was recapping our last year's session, and just a few lines of verse to sum it for today, and then we'll move to meditation. It costs nothing to unlearn. It costs nothing to be free of the illusion we have built so carefully with disregard, ignoring the whole for a tiny part. The oceans of abundance now urge us to wonder why we really are. Thank you.
Wow. I mean, how do you do this?
I snooze 15 minutes around 3 o'clock, and then by the time I wake up, there's something ready to download.
Amazing, amazing. Truly, really.
Thank you so much. It's so good to see you, Varun.
It's so good to see you. So great friends, and thank you so much for joining today. This is my first session with you all, and I'll be taking the next 2 sessions today and tomorrow. Today we would be covering neuroscience, and tomorrow we'll do something called brainwaves, chakras. So where we understand how our brainwaves and chakras work. Today we'll get into how our brain really works and how amazing it is to understand what goes inside our brain. So we'll start with the meditation. So today we'll do the heal your body meditation, and then straight up we'll get into the session. So I hope all of you are excited about it. I'm super, super, super excited. So looking forward for the session today.
Absolutely. See you, friends.
So let's begin the meditation.
Take a comfortable position. Sit up straight. Clasp your hands. Cross your legs. Eyes closed. Today, our intention is to heal our physical body. Our body is a miracle machine. Our body is made of 50 to 70 trillion cells. And each of this cell is a living entity and communicating with each other faster than the speed of light. And our mind is the government of this 50 trillion cells. If your body is the universe, you are the God for the cells of your body. You are the creator, destroyer, and the sustainer for these cells. Depending on how you use the power of intention, thoughts, emotions, your lifestyle, etc. Whether your cells thrive or strive, it all depends on you. 25 million cells are born every second in your body, and 25 million cells die every second. 98% of our body replaces itself in less than a year. However, the new cells are born with the same emotional charge of the mother cells. We don't have an old body, we have an old attitude towards the new body. Every cell carries energy, frequency, and information. The issue is not in the tissue, the issue is around the tissue. It is in the broadcast around the cells. The broadcast is the energy, frequency, and information around the cells. So today, our intention is to harmonize the energy, information, and frequency around these cells so that the newborn cells carries new energy and information and heals us epigenetically. Each cell in our body carries 0.07 volts of energy and multiplied by 50 trillion cells. So with the help of our breath and our intention, we'll direct all this energy to that part of the body which needs healing In fact, our autonomic nervous system is the biggest pharmacy of chemicals needed to heal our body. And meditation activates our autonomic nervous system. So today, we'll tap into the same cosmic intelligence which makes the planets revolve, the flowers bloom, makes our heart beat, and grow our fingernails. The process of this meditation is simple and is a great way to give rebirth to a new body from your old body. The first stage of meditation is brain coherence, which helps you make your mind empty, lose your identity, drop all resistance, and raise your vibrations. Then we move to the second stage, heart coherence. Here you awaken your heart, connect to your inner being, transcend your feelings, and generate enough momentum and offer the vibrational output so that you are ready to receive healing. Then you move to the third stage, where you connect to that part of your body that needs healing and heal yourself with the power of your intention and breath. And finally, we'll end with expressing our gratitude for this healing journey. So I welcome you, dear friends, to participate in this powerful healing process. I hope it benefits you. And now, I want to invite you to gently shift your awareness to your nostrils. Take one deep breath in through your nostrils, and as you breathe out, relax. And one more slow, steady breath in. And as you exhale, let your whole body relax. Shift your awareness from the world around you to the world inside you. At this moment of time, nothing else exists but your breath. Be with your breath. Normal, natural, simple, easy, relaxed breathing. With every inhalation and exhalation, feel yourself becoming more and more relaxed. Feel the wave of relaxation sweeping your whole body. At this moment of time, completely drop your identity. Your personality self your ego, your analytical mind, which is an extension of your ego. Just drop it all. And become pure consciousness. Withdraw your attention from all people, places, things, time and events, and just be with your in-breath and out-breath, and feel your whole body sinking into the generous present moment. And as you observe each and every breath coming in and out of your nostrils, sense the temperature in your nostrils. Notice the sensations of the air as it moves in and out of your nostrils. The sharp, cool sensation of the air on the way in, and the warm, soft sensation of the air on the way out. Notice it. Sense it. Each and every breath is keenly observed. Let not a single breath slip by without your awareness. If any time your attention seems to drift away with your thoughts, come back to your breath. Bring your attention back to your nostrils. With every breath, feel going deeper and deeper within. Go deeper. Drift deeper. Sink further deep. And even deeper still. to become nobody, no one, no thing, nowhere, and no time. Become pure consciousness, aware that you're aware in this endless vast field. Surrender any aspects of your limited self to join the greater self and lose yourself in nothing to become everything. For in order to create from nothing, you must become nothing. And now, gently shift your awareness to the area of your heart. Allowing your breath to move in and out of the center. Breathing more deeply, more soundly, and more completely. As you breathe from this creative center, focus on your feelings. With every breath, you add more life to your heart with your attention. Remember, where your attention goes, your energy flows. With every breath, you activate this creative center. Furthermore, with every breath, you open your heart. Furthermore, with every breath, you awaken your heart. Furthermore, as you feel the expansion in this area, feel unlimited. Tune in to the pure positive energy. Feel your connection with your source energy. Know that your source is the ultimate resource. Breathe, feel, and move into a new state of being as you rest your attention within the center. Breathe, feel, feel immense joy, immense gratitude, immense love. Be thankful for all what you have. When you're thankful for what you have, the universe will give you more of what you can be thankful for. Feel the appreciation in your heart. Feel it. What you appreciate appreciates. Your feelings are equal to prayer. What you're feeling is what you're praying for. What you feel about, you bring about. Feel the satisfaction, contentment, and fulfillment. Feel it as you drop all resistance and move into the state of acceptance and allowance. And radiate this energy beyond your body into the field. Remember this feeling in your heart. Remember by heart. I want to invite you to shift your attention to that part of the body which needs healing. As you shift your awareness to that part of the body which you want to heal, breathe in and breathe out from that part of the body. If there is no specific part of the body that needs your healing, then just be aware of your whole body. As you breathe in and breathe out from this part of the body, you pour in more energy, more life to that part with your attention. It's time to tune in to your natural state of well-being. Your body comprises of trillions of cells, which has its own infinite intelligence, seeking and finding alignment and balance at all times. Every second, the cells of your body are being replaced by new cells. Your whole body is regenerating itself. Your body is the best healing machine. Your body is the biggest pharmacy of chemicals needed to heal you. With your breath, you're activating and rejuvenating each and every cell of your body. Breathe in, breathe out. With every breath, gently release any resistance that you're holding in your body. Breathe in and breathe out. Release any negative thought patterns, negative beliefs, any negative imprints, any negative impressions that you picked up years ago and that have been stuck in there. Let it go. Dislodge them and move them and shove them out of your body, out of your mind, and out of your life. Dislodge all limiting beliefs, all limiting thoughts, anything that could have hurt you or is holding you back. Let it all go and know that now you can live in perfect health and wellness. Know that your natural state is one of absolute well-being. And in the absence of resistance, your physical body must thrive. Breathe in, breathe out. Release any feelings of fear, hurt, resentment, grievance. Release any feelings of anger, guilt, shame, anxiety. Release any feelings of insecurity trapped in your body. Breathe in, breathe out. Shift your attention to wellness from illness. How would you feel if you're already healed? Feel it. Notice it. Breathe in. Breathe out. Feel that vitality, that youthfulness. By deliberating focus upon good feeling thoughts, You would allow your physical body to return to its natural state of balance and well-being. Breathe in, breathe out. Allow your body to align with the energy of the source. The cells of your body are drawing direct energy from the source. And they have the ability to find balance no matter what. Breathe in, breathe out. Not only will you recover from unwanted conditions, but also maintain a steady flow of well-being. Breathe in, breathe out. As you listen and breathe and release and relax, the maintaining of good feeling body will come easily to you. Allow your body to respond to this new state of being. Breathe in, breathe out. Any unwanted conditions that have been with you for a while will gradually diminish until they no longer exist. Breathe in, breathe out. By releasing resistance a little more every day, you will feel the power flowing through you and the pleasure and comfort of this alignment. Breathe in, breathe out. Your physical body will respond very quickly to the absence of resistance that you're feeling now while you breathe in and breathe out. There is no physical body, no matter what the condition, that cannot return to its natural state of well-being. Breathe in, breathe out. Physical improvement will sweep through each and every cell of your body as you breathe in, breathe out. Tune in to the frequency of well-being. And from this place of vibrational alignment, beneficial behavior will be inspired and wonderful things will unfold with great ease. Breathe in, breathe out. And the more ease you feel, the less resistance you hold, and the more the cells in your body can find their balance. Feel the well-being washing each and every cell of your body. Feel it, sense it, notice it. Experience perfect body conditions. As you breathe in, breathe out. Know that you are a vibrational match to your well-being, and your body will show that evidence in you. Feel the clarity and well-being in your being as you breathe in and breathe out. Your life is supposed to be good, and you're supposed to satisfy all your dreams as you breathe in and breathe out. Feel the appreciation of what is, and feel the eagerness of what is coming. There is great love coming for you. Breathe in, breathe out, and feel the sense of well-being permeate to each and every cell of your body as you drop all the resistance and allow your body to heal. Watch each and every cell of your body with the energy flowing from your heart. Your beautiful heart has an immense capacity to love other people and to love yourself. The more you give, the more you receive. The more you receive, the more you give. And know that you are lovable, and it's easy for you to give love. You are filled and nourished by that loving energy that heals you. Breathe in, breathe out. And now, with this new state of being, what choices would you make? What behavior you would demonstrate? What experience awaits you? And how would you feel as if you are already healed from head to toe? Every muscle, every nerve, every gland, every bone, every cell, every organs in your body is in a perfect balance, and everything is nourished and filled by love. And now, as you feel the youthfulness, vitality, and the feeling of well-being all over your body. Remember this feeling. Remember by heart. And the longer you linger in this feeling, the more you draw a new state of well-being into your life. Come on, live that future now. Remember, where your attention goes, your energy flows. Invest your attention in your future self. Invest your attention into possibilities. Breathe in, breathe out. And now, surrender your creation to the greater mind. Trust the higher mind, the infinite intelligence, and allow it to organize in a way that's right for you and is in your highest good. And now, Divine One, Creator of Destiny, Sentient Being, center yourself by placing both your hands over your beautiful heart, your soul, acknowledging the sacred place that all things are created from, acknowledging the divine within you, the power within you, as you rest your awareness at this creative center. Breathe through it and allow your breath to relax your body. And now it's time to give thanks to your new life, to your new body. Open your heart and give immense gratitude for all that you have created as you feel the vitality and well-being in your body. Enjoy this carefreeness and freedom. Feel the gratitude for the emotional signature of gratitude means that has already happened. Gratitude is the ultimate state of receivership. Breathe Feel and open your focus and receive that energy as it moves into your being. Be thankful for this new life as the power within you continue to unfold in you, to consume you, and to move all around you. And show evidence in your life that is real, and that life is filled with unexpected wonder and for the joy of existence. Breathe, feel, smile, remember this feeling in your heart. That's the feeling of your dreams living in your heart. And when you feel this feeling, you connect to your dream with your heart. That's the energy of your dream in your body. Come on, how would you walk if it's already happened? Be inspired. Be lifted. Feel invincible. Breathe. Feel. And radiate your love into life. And breathe. And feel. And receive the love from all of life. Whenever you're ready, you can slowly bring your awareness to your new body. To your new dream. To your new life. In a whole new world. And a whole new time. Take your time. And whenever you're ready, you can gently rub both your hands and place it over your beautiful eyes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly open your eyes and come back to this material world of senses. Take your time and slowly come back, feeling whole and refreshed. Thank you for sharing these moments with me. Immense love, care, and appreciation from my heart to yours.
Slowly come back, friends. Take your time. I think we can take a 3-minute break, Navkirat,
Sure.
and then we'll start the session.
See you in 3 minutes, everyone. See you. Keshav, can we take the video now away?
Yeah. Thank you. So great, friends. Today we're going to talk about neuroscience. So shall we start, Navkirat?
Please, Varun, take it away. Very
Yes,
excited for this.
very excited. Me too. So, friends, I'm going to I'm going to play this slide show around along with my talk, so that it's quite an intense topic. But what we've tried to do is we've tried to really simplify it so that it's very easy for you to understand. What we're going to do is we're going to try and understand what really goes inside our mind, inside our brain. And I think it's very important to understand, because if we understand that, uh, we really can make use of it, because our brain is so powerful. So let's begin with this. And I want, for the next 1 hour, I want your complete attention, and I want you to be completely with me. We're going to run through a few concepts of neuroscience. We're going to run through how we have different memory systems, different types of brains, what information is stored in which brain, and how we can use our thoughts and turn it into actions, and then repeat those actions and turn it into long-term memories. So we're going to really understand what really goes inside our brain. We're going to learn how we learn, how we remember, and how physically we can see and we can make changes happen inside our brain. So let's begin. So first of all, let me tell you that your brain is the most mind-blowing organ in the universe. Your brain is the superconductor of consciousness. Your brain generates more electric current in a day than all the cell phones put together in the world. That's even after the launch of Geo, by the way. Your brain receives over 400 billion bits of information every second. However, we can comprehend only 2000 bits of those information. So friends, just imagine 400 bits of information comes into our brain every single second. It's a super powerful machine. It's the most powerful machine out there in the universe. Although we can comprehend only 2000 bits of that information. So we can really access the power of our brain if we want to. So I'm going to start and run you from a few slides. So what we're going to do is we're going to understand what our brain is really made up of, what goes inside our brain. So our brain is actually made up of something what's called neuron. You must have heard of it. So neurons are also called nerve cells or brain cells. Neurons are the simplest functional unit of the nervous system. They possess a unique ability to store and communicate information between each other. So if you take a scoop of gray matter from your brain with the size of a grain of sand, there are over 100,000 neurons in it with over 1 billion connections. Just can you imagine? Just as small as a tiny grain of sand, there are over 100,000 neurons in it with over 1 billion connections. These neurons are special beings. They are not just two-dimensional, they are actually three-dimensional. They communicate in all directions amongst each other. And whenever a neuron connects with another neuron, they are exchanging information. So every time you learn a new information, you are, a neuron is connecting with another neuron. So friends, the biggest principle, and you can learn it by heart, read it in neuroscience, is nerve cells that fire together wire together. So friends, I want you to repeat it in your mind. Nerve cells that fire together, wire together. What does that really mean? It means that the information that we keep firing again and again in our brain, it wires together, it seals together. So every time you learn a new information, every time you learn a new knowledge, a new philosophy, you create new synaptic connections in your brain. And that's what learning is. Learning is physically creating new synaptic connection. And these synaptic connections are nothing but one neuron connecting with another neuron. And that's when learning happens, when one neuron connects with another neuron. So every time, if you learn a new information, like right now, you're learning new information. So you are currently making new synaptic connections in your brain. And what is remembering? Remembering is maintaining these synaptic connections. So when you make these synaptic connections, uh, and you start to maintain these synaptic connections and make it more and more stronger, and you start cementing it, that's what remembering is. That's how you remember, when these connections in your brain from one neuron to another become stronger and richer. So, in the year, uh, 2000, Nobel Prize winner, Mr. Condell, discovered a new information. He told us that with a few bit of new information, you actually double the connections in our brain from 1300 connections to 2600 connections. It was a revolution to the world that when you learn new information, you actually start doubling your connections in the brain. And it's amazing that, when we are kids, we learn a lot of information. Every day we are learning new things. But as we grow older, we stop to learn new things, and we stop to we stop to create new connections. And I think that's what we need to do. We need to learn new information throughout our life, and keep making these synaptic connections so that our brain is always young and growing. So just like any other information, just like any other relationship, the more we communicate, the more we bond, the more bonded we become. Neurons are exactly like that. They want to develop long-term relationship, and what makes them develop long-term relationships is repetition. So when you repeat things over and over again, you start to remember those things, and they become more and more enriched, and you start to create long-term memory, and you start to create long-term memory and long-term relationships. So that's why we say what links in the brain actually sinks in the brain. Second. So friends, now we are going to learn how there are two ways we make synaptic connections in our brain. So the first way, two ways we make synaptic connections in our brain. So the first way we make synaptic connections in our brain is called semantic memories. This is whenever you learn new information, new learnings, new theory, new knowledge, philosophy, and all that information is called semantics. This is one way we make synaptic connections. So right now you're making synaptic connections in your brain because you're learning a new information. Now, the other way we make synaptic connections is through episodic memories. So what is episodic memories? Episodic memories are having novel experiences, embracing new events in our lives. So just imagine, like your wedding day. So your wedding day was such a great episode in your life. I hope great for many, but because it created an intense feeling in your body, in your memory system, that you remember that day. Or the moment your first child was born, that moment is so precious that it becomes an episode, and it gets it gets recorded as an episodic memory. So the thing about episodic memory is that because you had such an intense feeling in that moment, that it actually converts into long-term memory. So if you ask an American where he was on 9/11 when the blast happened, he would exactly be able to tell you that, okay, I was here and it was traumatic, it was crazy, and we went through so much, because the memory, the intensity of that feeling was so strong that it has become an episodic memory. So friends, two ways we make synaptic connections. One is semantic memories, which is learning, information, knowledge, theory. And the other is episodic memories, which is having novel experiences, having an intense feeling that it turns into an episode. So I hope you're with me, friends, and I'm going to take you through this process nicely so that you understand how this whole system works. So friends, now we're going to get on to the most important slide for the day, which is the two memory systems of our brain. So, we need to understand this very well, because this is how we move from thinking to being. This is how we move from knowledge to knowing. So we need to make this progression from thinking to being. And this is how it works inside our brain, where our different memories are stored, how we create different memories. So friends, we have two memory systems in our brain. And the first memory system is called declarative memory. So as you can see on the left hand side, on the top, it's called declarative memory. What are declarative memories? Declarative memories are memories that you can declare. Simple, right? These are explicit memories. These are the seed of your conscious awareness, right? So whatever you do consciously. So there are two types of declarative memories. The first type is called knowledge, facts. We learned about it, semantics, right? And the second is having experiences, events, episodic memories. So these are declarative memories. So, just think about it. You read a book on how to be wealthy. You read a book on how to be happy. You read a book on how to be healthy, how to be a patient parent. And all that information is actually stored in your analytical, intellectual neocortex, which is your thinking brain. So whenever you take new knowledge, take new knowledge, new information, new facts, new theories, whenever you learn something new, all that information gets stored in your thinking brain, which is your neocortex. So that's when you activate your first brain. So every time, like right now, all the information and knowledge that you're learning is actually going into your thinking brain, which is the neocortex, which is the largest in human beings. And that is the first part of declarative memories. What is the second part? Second part is having experiences. So just learning that information is not enough. You have to actually apply that information. Whatever information that you've learned, you have to apply that information and personalize it and demonstrate it, right? And when you have to apply those information, you have to change and modify your behavior in some way. And if you modify your actions and do something differently, you're going to have a new experience, right? So when you actually put that knowledge into practice, that's when you have a new experience. And when you have a new experience, whenever you have a new experience, and the moment you have a new experience, we create a feeling, right? And that feeling, the moment you create that feeling activates your second brain, which is your limbic brain or the emotional brain. So friends, when the mind and body are working together, you are feeling, whatever you've learned in the books, you're actually replicating it through actions. So let's take an example. You read a book on how to be healthy, and you read in the book that, okay, I need to eat the right food, I need to have the right diet, I need to exercise every day. I need to run for 5 kilometers every day. And then you decide to do that. And every morning you wake up and 6 a.m. you go for a run. So whatever knowledge you have learned that about what you need to do in order to be healthy, all that knowledge goes into your first brain, which is the neocortex. But then you have to experience it. You have to modify your behavior, and you have to actually go and make the run, right? So you go down to the park and you start making the run, and every day you start running for 5 kilometers, and you changed your behavior in some way, and that changing of your behavior made you have an experience, and now you started feeling healthy because it created a feeling, and that feeling of being healthy gets stored in your limbic brain or the emotional brain. So that's when you activate your second brain, which is your limbic brain. So when the mind and the body start working together, you actually feel healthy. So the emotional quotient, because when you had that feeling, when you made that run, you had an emotional quotient, right? The emotional quotient teaches the body to understand what the mind has intellectually understood in the books. So the mind actually understood intellectually in the book how to be healthy, but the body only understands by experiences, right? Not by just reading. The body actually understands by experiences. So you can say that knowledge is for the mind, but experience is for the body. And in that moment, when you have that intense feeling after making that run, you are actually embodying knowledge, right? You're being that knowledge, you're practicing that knowledge, and you're embodying that knowledge. But it's not okay to do it once. It's not okay to do it one time. You have to repeat that experience over and over again, over and over again, and you have to make that run over and over again, over and over again. And you know what happens? You suddenly that feeling becomes non-declarative. Now you can't even explain what happened, and it becomes a skill, it becomes a habit, it becomes a behavior, an attitude, an emotional reaction. You get conditioned to be that way. You get conditioned to be healthy because you have practiced running every day, you have practiced to exercise every day, you have practiced eating the right food every day, and now because you have done it so many times over and over again, it has become a part of you. And that's where you activate your third brain, which is called the cerebellum. And this is when this is where 95% of who we are, we work from this brain. And this is where we learned that, right? We store our automated programs here, and we are an automated program. So this is how we get to from thinking to doing or feeling to being, because once you repeat that action over and over again, it becomes a part of you, right? Because you've done it so many times, then it becomes who you are. It becomes so automatic, right? You're conditioned. You condition your body to be the mind, right? So for example, like you wake up in the morning, and without even realizing, you actually go and brush your teeth, right? Because your body is actually conditioned. So your body doesn't even realize, but you will go and brush your teeth. Your mind doesn't even know, right? Because you're conditioned your body to be the mind. So how does that conditioning happen? It's when you keep having that intense feeling again and again, again and again, and many times, you actually activate your third brain, which is the cerebrum, and then it becomes a part of you. Or anything else, like driving a car or having a bath, it just becomes so natural to you that it completely becomes a part of you. So friends, quick recap. Two memory systems: declarative memory, which is knowledge and experience, and non-declarative memory, which is where you store all our memories in the cerebrum. So non-declarative memory is basically skills or habits. So declarative memory is knowledge and experience. Non-declarative is making skills and habits. And And we learned that when we learn new information, new knowledge, all that information gets stored in the neocortex, which is our thinking brain. Uh, it's the largest in human beings. Only humans have this ability to process information, learn information, and change our behavior in the way like no other beings can do out there, right? So after the human beings, it's the dolphins, where 26% of the brain is the neocortex. But humans have more than 40% of our brain as the neocortex, which is the thinking brain. And then the limbic brain, which is, whenever the knowledge that we've learned, whenever we start having experiences and feelings, all those feelings get stored, all those episodic memories get stored in your limbic brain. And then when we repeat those memories, those feelings again and again, again and again and again and again, and do it over a long period of time, it goes into the cerebellum, which is your being brain. So that is how you move, friends, from thinking to feeling or doing to being. And it's a simple process, right? Everything is very hard in the beginning, but over time, as you repeat that information again and again, it becomes natural to you. Great. So I hope you're with me, and we're going to cover a few more concepts about neuroscience. So the first concept we're going to take is neurorigidity. So what is neurorigidity? Neurorigidity is only using our brain's pre-wired synaptic connections without making new connections. Rigidity is to process the same thoughts and to perform the same actions and expect a different result. It's not going to happen, right? So it's like never learning from experiences. It's like you keep on repeating the same information over and over again. And as we grow older in life, we become more and more rigid, right? This rigidity really comes in because you're just in the loop of your old cycle, right? And we are not able to break that loop. And that's in neuroscience called neurorigidity. What is nerve growth factor? Nerve growth factor is this chemical glue, or we call it the miracle growth, or the miracle glue that makes new synaptic connections stick together. So this is like a glue. And whenever you learn new information and you repeat those information again and again, this nerve growth factor, which is called neurotrophins actually sticks one neurons to another. It's like a cement that sticks one neuron to another when you learn a new information and when you repeat a new information. And friends, these are all there in your brain, and we're going to actually show you how in real time how these things really function inside our brain in a video. So friends, neurorigidity, that means is basically thinking in the box, right? You're not thinking out of the box, you're thinking in the box, you're repeating the same actions and not really growing from it, right? So if your thoughts, choices, behaviors, experiences, and emotional state stay the same years after year, and the same thoughts are always equal to the same feelings, reinforcing the same endless cycle, then your brain becomes hardwired into a finite signature, right? And the totality of that hardwired circuit is called identity. So then, your identity becomes in the box, and you start functioning from in the box, right? And you start thinking inside the box, and no real changes really happen. So it's like making the brain fire in the same sequence, in the same pattern, and the same combination over and over again, year after year. And you are hardwiring your brain into this finite signature and into the box. So it's like living life from past memories without learning things and having new experiences, right? So this is the boring part, right? Because you're just not learning new information, and you get into that cycle of the same loop, uh, and you're firing your brain in the same pattern and the same sequence. And that's why we are not able to change, because you're not having any new experiences in our life. But friends, we have a good news. There is something in neuroscience called neuroplasticity. And what is neuroplasticity? This is beautiful. It's our brain's ability to change its synaptic wiring by learning information and by recording new experiences, and to maintain a modified state of being. So when you learn new things and begin to think in new ways, you're actually making your brain fire in different sequences, patterns, and combinations. So, friends, when you experience neuroplasticity, like right now, you're learning new information, you're firing and wiring your brain in new combinations, new patterns, new sequences. You're physically making connections in your brain, and there are physical changes happening to your brain right now. So, friends, that's neuroplasticity. So, neurorigidity is thinking in the box. Neuroplasticity is thinking out of the box. So, as you begin to think out of the box, new thoughts should lead you to new choices, new behaviors, new experiences, and new emotions. And now your identity is also changing. So, friends, plasticity is like learning new things, creating new experiences, making new memories, and making our brain fire in new ways. And the one most important ingredient that allows us to do that is knowledge and information. So every time you learn new knowledge and new information, you're experiencing neuroplasticity, friends. You're firing and wiring your brain physically in new ways. So very, very important to be a lifelong learner. You will always stay young if you're a lifelong learner, if you learn new information, uh, you know, whoever it is from, and so that you can experience neuroplasticity. And our brain has that ability to do so. Friends, moving on. I hope you're with me and enjoying the session. Next.
Absolutely, Varun.
Thanks.
Great point.
The next thing we're going to take is we're going to talk about the two laws of the brain. So very important to understand the two laws of the brain. And these laws actually teach us how we learn new information and how we remember new information. So the first law of the brain is called the law of association. So the law of association actually teaches us how we learn new information, how we record new information, how we learn new things in our life. So the law of association says that you use what's stored in your brain to learn new information. You use what's already in your brain to learn new information. So you use your pre-wired connection to make new connections, right? You use your pre-wired information to make new information, to understand new information. So you use the knowns to understand the unknown, and these knowns are already stored in our head, in our brain. So let me give you an example. So, for example, you want to know who Varun Daga is, and Shreans Daga. So you use that information where you know who Shreans Daga is. And if somebody tells you, okay, Varun Daga is Shreans Daga's brother, then you use you use the law of association to make that new connection, make that new memory. And that's how you learn new information, by the law of association. For example, you know how to understand English, right? So you're using the law of association to understand each words that I'm talking, to understand what I'm saying. or let's say a landmark, let's say, if I say I stay in Cuff Parade, which is next to the President Hotel. So because the President Hotel is already known to you, you will understand where Cuff Parade, where I stay, and, you'll be able to associate with that information. And that's why it's very important what we associate with, right? Because if we associate with the right things, if we read the right books, if you get inspired with the right people, the law of association will make us associate with those things which are already stored in our brain, and then we can learn more and more information. So it's very important what we really associate ourselves with, and we use the law of association to learn new information. And the second law of the brain is probably the most important law, is the law of repetition. We never give it enough weightage. We've always learned practice makes a man perfect and this and that, but it's probably very hard, but this is how it works in neuroscience. The law of repetition, this is how we remember, period. There is no better way to remember but by using the law of repetition. So as we begin to repeat something over and over again, over and over again, over and over again, we release what's called the neurotrophins, right? We learned about that. When you repeat something over and over again, we release this neurotrophic hormones, this beautiful chemical, this miracle glue, which causes the neurons to stick and become more enriched. So just, think about a braille reader, he's blind, cannot see, and uses these two fingers to read. And a braille reader's, if you do a scan of his brain, which is assigned to these two fingers, the connections in his brain will be so much more enriched compared to anybody else, right? Or a piano player or a guitar player. So the part of the real estate in our brain which is assigned to to piano or guitar of a guitar player would be so much more enriched, because he has performed that action over and over again, over and over again, over and over again, that the neurotrophins has been used and got the neurons to stick together and cement together, right? And that's how, when we repeat information over and over again, we make very, very enriched connections in our brain. And that's how we actually remember things, because of the law of repetition. So friends, the law of repetition, your thoughts turn into actions, which turns into feelings. And when we repeat these feelings again and again, again and again, again and again, it becomes a skill, and, when you do it over and over again, so many times until it's easy, it's familiar, it's so common to you, it becomes natural. It becomes an automatic program, right? It goes into your cerebellum, your third brain. It becomes a routine, like brushing or, having a bath. It's so habitual that, it's just completely effortless. It's like your second nature. Now it's gone into your subconscious, right? And you can unconsciously do it, right? Like waking up, even in your sleep, you can go to the bathroom and brush your teeth because you've done it so many times. Your body has become the mind, and it becomes very, very implicit. So the law of repetition makes things easy. And that's how the journey is, friends. First, you learn the information, then you act upon it, and then you have that feeling. And when you repeat that feeling again and again, it becomes very, very natural to you, and it becomes a part of you. And then, this is who you are. It becomes completely a part of you. So what syncs together actually links together in the brain, right? And, as your body moves, your brain actually grooves. So, your brain starts grooving into that way because you're making those connections again and again. You keep wiring and firing that same information again and again. And it is the best way to put that into your subconscious, because once you put it into your subconscious, it becomes so natural to you. You really don't need to work hard, right? So, and this is how the process really works. And the law of repetition is, that's why so important in neuroscience. Friends, so we learned about the two laws of the brain. The first law was the law of association, is how we learn new information. And the second law was the most important law, the law of repetition, is how we remember information. This is, this slide will actually tell us how the real journey goes. So we all start with being unconsciously unskilled. We were not born to do, we were not born learned, we were not born skilled. We started off like unconsciously unskilled, right? So what is unconsciously unskilled? It's like we don't even know that we don't even know. That's bliss, right? You don't even know what you're missing. So we all start like that. So let me give you an example. Think about a small kid, a 4-year-old child, and a bicycle, right? So he starts with being unconsciously unskilled. So first, he doesn't even know that there is a bike out there. There is a bicycle out there that he can ride. So, he doesn't even know that that exists. And at that point, he is unconsciously unskilled. Then, he's in his, building, he sees some of these other kids are biking together and are enjoying themselves, and they're cycling. So he becomes consciously unskilled. Now he knows that I don't know how to ride a bike. I am unskilled, but I know about it, right? So that child is now consciously unskilled, and he knows that he doesn't know how to ride a bike, and he wants to really learn it. So then he goes to his father and says, Papa, can you please buy me a bicycle? And, on his birthday, his father gets him a bicycle, and he's super, super, super excited to ride that bicycle. And, in the beginning, as we all know, he tries very hard and first falls a few times. He has to do so many things together, and it's really difficult. Just imagine, for a child who has never ridden a bike, it's so difficult. You have to use the handle, you have to balance it, you have to pedal, brake at the same time, see what's around you. And, it's really, really hard, but he doesn't give up. He falls many times, but he doesn't give up and keeps trying and keeps trying and keeps trying. And one day, after a few days, he knows how to ride the bicycle. And that's when he becomes consciously skilled. So friends, this is how the journey starts. First you're unconsciously unskilled, then you become consciously unskilled, then he becomes consciously skilled, right? Now the child knows how to ride the bicycle, and he really knows how to do it. But he doesn't stop there, right? Does he? He doesn't stop there. He actually keeps going on, and until he becomes unconsciously skilled. And now, after a few months, he can balance, and he can pedal, and he can do everything at the same time. He can even leave his hands and ride the bicycle. And when people ask him, oh my God, how do you do it? I mean, you're like a pro at riding a bicycle. He's like, I was born to do it. I don't even know how I do it. But, the fact that he repeated that information again and again, that actually took him from consciously skilled to unconsciously skilled. And friends, this is the biggest challenge. Most of us as adults stop at being consciously skilled. We are like, oh, I've attended so many workshops. I've done Sadhguru's workshop. I've done Shri Ravi Shankar's workshop. I've done pranayam. I've done yoga. I've read all the books out there. I know everything, sab kar liya, right? And then you give up, right? You say, I've done it all, right? And you become, we all, at that point, we are consciously skilled, right? We know that we know, right? And that's a very dangerous place to be, because we feel, I know everything and nothing's working. But what's important out there is you have to, and you many times when you repeat the same thing again and again, you have some kind of boredom, right? And trust me, friends, you have to go beyond that boredom, right? When you go beyond that boredom, that's when you become unconsciously skilled. I always see a lot of our family members or friends ask my brother that, Shreans, I mean, it's been 25 years and you've never missed a single day of meditation. How do you do it? How do you do it? You will miss your breakfast, you'll miss your lunch, but you'll not miss your meditation. And, he will be like, I don't know, maybe I was born to do it. But the fact is the law of repetition. Because he's been doing that for 25 years, he's become unconsciously skilled. Now, even if he doesn't want to, his body will take him and make him sit and do the meditation. So the challenge, friends, here is how we have to move from this consciously skilled to unconsciously skilled state of mind. Because the one thing that makes us do that is the law of repetition. And the idea to learn about law of repetition is that how we can move from this consciously skilled stage to the unconsciously skilled stage. So friends, even in meditation, this is how it happens. A lot of times people are like, I've tried and it doesn't happen, and I've done it for many days, but it doesn't happen. But I think the idea is the continuity. You've always heard these sages in the mountains where they've been sitting in meditation for years and years. You need that practice to really get into that zone, right? And the idea is to go beyond our boredom and master this skill so that we all become unconsciously skilled. And we all can do it, friends. We all can, when you do this 28-day workshop, it will go into your subconscious, because you're learning all the knowledge and you're repeating that knowledge, meditating every day. And once it goes into your subconscious, it will become a part of you. And when your friends ask you, you can say that I was born to meditate. I was a born meditator. So friends, I hope you're with me. Moving on to the next important concept, which is called neural network. So what are neural networks? Neural networks are gangs of neurons that have fired and wired together to form a community of neurosynaptic connections that are related to a concept, an idea, a thought process, memory, skill, a behavior, or an action. So each part of our brain stores functions which are connected through these neural nets, right, friends? So we use these neural nets to actually perform our day-to-day activities. And, in different parts of our brains, different functions are stored, and the neural nets actually connect these functions. And we use these neural nets to make the connections. So it's basically gangs of neurons coming together. We're going to show that to you in a video, how neural nets are actually formed, and in real time, how they look. So, this is the beauty, friends. How are neural nets actually formed? So neural nets are formed by combining the law of association, which is learning. We learn that, right? The law of association, that's how we learn. Along with the law of repetition, right? That's how we remember. So the neural nets are actually formed by combining the law of association and the law of repetition to create a new level of mind and firing in new ways. So friends, both learning and remembering is in our hands. So we can create our own neural nets in our own brain physically, right? And they are the automatic hardwired program that we unconsciously and automatically use every day. So friends, these are the neural networks which we make by using the law of association and law of repetition in our brain. And these are the neural networks is what we use to perform our daily activity, and we do it almost unconsciously. And automatically. So you have a neural net to have a bath, you have a neural net to drive your car, you have a neural net to brush your teeth. And how did that happen? It's happened because you used the law of, you learned how to do it and you repeated it over many, many years. And you have created that neural net in our brain. So the idea here is to understand that we have the power to create our neural nets, and we all have to create our neural nets so that we can change our brain, we can change the wiring inside our brain, and we can make new neural nets to lead our life and change our life. And you can create any types of neural nets you like inside our brain. So that gets me to the last slide for today's session. You learned the first concept, nerve cell that fire together, wire together, right? The second and probably as important concept is nerve cell that no longer fire together, no longer wire together. Friends, this is a very, very important concept in neuroscience, and very important principle of neuroscience. And you must memorize this, repeat it in your mind, is that nerve cells that no longer fire together, no longer wire together. So you have this amazing ability to actually change your wiring. You can actually lose the old cells, the nerve cells that you no longer want in your brain, and you don't have to wire them again and again. And if you stop firing that information in your brain, you are no longer wiring that information in your brain, and then you start to lose that connection, and you can change yourself by this concept or by this principle, which is nerve cells that no longer fire together, no longer wire together. So friends, let me give you an example. So just think about a person who's a very, very angry person. Probably his girlfriend broke up with him when he was a teenager, and his mood became very angry. He said, nobody loves me, and I'm very, very angry, right? And that slowly that mood turned into a temperament, like you all know, and that the temperament turned into a personality trait. And now, as he became an adult, everybody says, oh, this guy is an angry person. He's always angry. He's very short-tempered. His family calls him angry person, a short-tempered person. His friends know him as a short-tempered person. His relatives know him that, oh, this guy can feel angry anytime. But it all started with that one episode, right? And because the intensity of that feeling was so strong that it became a memory, and then he repeated that over and over again, that it became a part of his subconscious. But, he had a will, right? And one day he saw a banner which said a 28-day mega master course by Shreans and Varun Daga. And then he said, okay, I want to change myself, right? I want to change, and I want to change from an angry person to a peaceful person. And I'm going to do whatever it takes to become a peaceful person. And he has this will, he has this commitment that he will use the workshop, do every single day of the 28-day workshop. And he does it, right? He starts doing the workshop, and he starts to feed in new information in his brain that, he is a peaceful person. In every meditation he does, he starts feeling peaceful, right? That feeling gets into his mind. He gets that intense feeling of being peaceful. And every day when he meditates, he gets that intense feeling of being peaceful, and of being peaceful. Now, the beauty is, look what actually starts happening inside our brain. Our brain actually starts to change. So the old connection, which is connected to him being an angry person, And the neurotrophins that are connected to him being an angry person start to lose its connection, friends, start to lose its wiring, because now he is not thinking about him as an angry person. He's thinking about him as a peaceful person. So when he keeps thinking about him as a peaceful person, peaceful person, the connections which are attached to him being an angry person starts to lose. And those neurotrophins, the chemical glue, the nerve growth factor is now used to stick his new identity, which is a peaceful person. So when now, if you do a scan of that person, a brain scan of that person, that those connections of him being an angry person is not even there in the brain anymore. And the next time his wife shouts at me, or a wife shouts at him, or the stock market falls 1,000 points, he doesn't feel angry anymore. He doesn't feel disturbed anymore. And all his friends are like, oh my God, you look like a new person. It's like a new, you are like a new person. And he's like, and yeah, literally, because, he is a new person, because he's actually changed the wiring of his brain, and he's made these new synaptic connections, which is now linked to being a peaceful person. And friends, this is not some new age science. This is how it is in neuroscience. It's called pruning. When you prune away our old habits, our old patterns, by creating new synaptic connections, firing and wiring new information, you actually can prune away your old habits, and nerve cells that no longer fire together, no longer wire together, friends. So it's a universal law. If you don't use it, you lose it. And friends, every time when you unmemorize an emotion, an unwanted emotion, you actually liberate energy, you create energy. And now that energy is stored, is available for you to create your new reality, friends. So, whenever we create our new brain and we start firing and wiring in the new way, we start having the great positive thoughts, all the negative emotions and the negative wiring in our brain actually loses its energy, loses its wiring. And when you unmemorize those, wiring, unmemorize those unwanted emotion, there is a lot of energy that we create inside of us. And that is what we can use to create our new identity. And, you would be wondering that, where did all that information really go? And where did that information really got stored? Because it's him being an angry person is not there in his brain anymore. Where did that information go that he used to be an angry person? It's like a new birth for him, right? So that information is actually stored as wisdom in the soul. So that information directly goes as wisdom in the soul, where he knows that he has the power to change from being, or he has changed from being an angry person to a peaceful person. And now he can do anything he wants in his life. And now he starts to learn to create his life a masterpiece. So friends, I will end my presentation here, but I will leave you with a beautiful video, which actually shows in real time how our brain really functions and what happens with our neurons inside our brain when we learn new information, when we create new synaptic wiring inside our brain, and when we can, and we have the power to prune old habits and old patterns out of our brain and out of our system, and actually create new neural networks which are used to run our daily life. So if you have the right neural networks, you will get the right thoughts, right? That's simple. It's that simple, right? So create the right set of neural networks, and you can create those neural networks by using the law of association, by learning new information, and by using the law of repetition, by repeating those information again and again. And that's how you can move from thinking to being, thinking to doing to being, right? And that's how you can move from your neocortex to your limbic brain and to your cerebellum, which is 95% of who you are. And you can control your automatic program, and it's in your hands, and you will start creating your own reality. So friends, I will show you the video. Can we play the video? Keshav? I hope you enjoyed the session, friends. And, this is a very close to my heart session because it just so clearly, crystal clearly teaches us. Yeah, we can't hear the noise, Keshav. Can you, even the earlier videos, we could not hear.
Still no sound, Keshav.
No sound. Yes.
You can break the habit of your old emotional and mental programming. Let me explain. Anything you do, think, or feel is due to the connections between your brain cells called neurons. A thought, feeling, or physical action is created when neurons communicate with each other. When you learn to walk, ride a bike, play piano, new neuron connections are formed. By practicing over and over, those neuron connections become stronger and faster. They become an automatic habit. Your mind can evolve, and you can create the thought and emotional habits that lead to success and happiness. You see, your automatic habits form a vast neural network in your brain, and whenever you have a thought or emotion, your neuron connections get activated. By changing your mind with new thoughts, you will change your life. By practicing your thoughts and emotions over and over every day, they become automatic. So what are you practicing for every day? Anger, depression, frustration, disappointment? You can change your life. You can change your life by creating new neural pathways. You create new neuron connections by practicing over and over the thoughts and feelings of the success and happiness you desire. Accelerate the right connections in your mind so that you think, feel, believe, and act in ways that are consistent with the vision you have of your life. You can break old unhealthy habits and create new habits for success and happiness. By stopping your old unhealthy thinking and emotional patterns, those neuron connections grow weaker and disconnect. You can disconnect thinking and emotional patterns that may have been sabotaging your success and holding you back. You can break the habit of your old programming. Change your mind and you will change your life. You are well on your way to creating the masterpiece that is you.
So friends, change your mind and you will change your life and you will create a masterpiece.
Fantastic, Varun. What a great session. And it's funny you took that example of the bike. See what I just got.
Nice.
I just got this like 2 days back, and today's the first time I went biking on the Delhi roads. I haven't done that before. Super,
Nice.
super experience.
Great. Yeah, I mean, there is you can always learn new things, and the feeling of learning anything new.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a better feeling out there, right? It just feels so amazing. You just feel so young and so
Yeah,
charged.
you're always pumped and you're always charged,
Always
and
pumped.
yeah, always a little nervous, always the adrenaline kick.
Yeah, because you're entering a bit of unknown, right? And which creates that excitement. So it's good.
Absolutely. So, Varun, should we move to the questions?
Yeah,
Friends,
let's
can I
move
please
to it.
request you to send your questions to the chat box and also raise your hands, and we'll keep taking them as they come in. We'll start with Rosie. Keshav, could you please add Rosie to the... Hi, Rosie.
Hello, ma'am. Hello, sir.
Hi,
Thank
Rosie.
you so much. सर मेरा ये क्वेश्चन था कि हम मेडिटेशन में हमें सिर्फ अवेयर रहना है ना या और कुछ करना है?
हाँ, so Rosie, there are
मेडिटेशन में
different.
हम ब्रेथ पर ही क्यों फोकस करते हैं? बाकी 5 सेंसेस जो है उस पर भी तो हम फोकस कर सकते हैं ना, सिर्फ ब्रेथ में ही क्यों फोकस करते हैं?
Like, very good question. So, Rosie, we actually have many types of meditation, but one of the most important meditation, or one of the most important powerful tool that we have with us, is our breath. And if you can control your breath, you can actually control a lot of things in our body. There's a lot of science around our breath, and a lot of yogis and teachers and masters, like Buddha or gurus, have actually taught us that when you are focused on your breath, that's when you connect with the deeper self of who we are, right? That's when we connect to our subconscious, and you enter into a subconscious. So breath becomes a very powerful technique, but we obviously do not disregard the other parts of our physical body. So we do give a lot of importance to our heart, our different chakras, but we use the power of our breath to actually channelize the energy into different parts of our body.
Sir, actually when I meditate for first 15 minutes, I focus on my breath, but after that I can't focus on breath. So I focus on my audible senses or my skin. Is it fine?
It's absolutely fine. The idea is to keep doing it again and again. And
Means it's
as long as,
actually being in aware state, right?
yes, you have to be in aware state. You have to sit. I think, most important thing is, one time somebody asked me, how do you do yoga every day, or how do you meditate every day? And, or how do you run, how do you run every day? What gives you that motivation? And what is give me a hack to do it. How can I do it? And I said that, every day, whenever you want to run, just wear your shoes and sit. It's okay. Even if you don't make the run, but at least wear your shoes and sit. So the point is that, sometimes you have to take small, actions. And automatically after the 5th or 6th day, when you're wearing the shoe, you'll be like, okay, chal, let me run only for some time. So maybe you'll first day run 5 minutes. But the important thing is that to take that step and do it every day and repeat that every day. That repetition is so important. And it doesn't matter, so many times when I don't have time to meditate for an hour, but I will at least do it for 10 minutes or 15 minutes. And then I'll probably make it up in the night or something. But it's important not to miss out, right? It's important not to miss a day. So,
means
and
there are no time
your
limitations, sir.
consciousness will actually tell you what is best for you, whether to absorb the breath or even lose. So actually the most beautiful meditation is when you lose track of everything. You lose track of your senses, you lose track of your breath, you lose track of your track of everything. When you wake up from a meditation, you should not even know that what really happened, right?
Yes, sir.
That is probably the best form of meditation, because you're in the you're completely in the trance, right?
Sir, your meditations are there. Initially, I was doing with your music meditations, but now I love silence meditation. Is it fine?
Absolutely, whatever works for you.
One more question, sir. Sir, in breathwork, the 25 minutes of conscious connected breathing is there. Can we do that without any music? Means for 30 minutes or 25 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, each one's to their own, but what we try to, why we put the music, it just helps you, the music and guidance really helps you to breathe. And also the
Means
music
without
is
any music
designed,
also it will work, sir.
it will work. I mean, why not? Why don't you try it and you tell us?
Yes, I already tried with
Very good.
some music and with silence also.
Bilkul, you should try it for sure. Why not?
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rosie. Sunil, are you there? Sunil Saini.
So friends, it's very
Yes,
important to find
may,
your own path. It's very important to find your own journey, right? We are showing you the way, but ultimately you have to walk and find your own journey and your own destination, right? So different things will resonate to different people. So many people have told us that we love your this meditation and that meditation. So whatever works for you, right? And ultimately you have to become your own Buddha. You have to become your own guru, right? And not become dependent on anybody.
Absolutely. I think
Sunil ji,
we lost Sunil.
yeah, please unmute yourself. Yes.
oh, thank you. It has been a great to listen to you today about neuroscience, and it's really fascinating to know the in the simplest way you have explained the conceptual things. I just wanted to verify one of the mystical discussion happen elsewhere, and you may possibly give some throw some insight to that. In one of the program where I have been present, Sadhguru has mentioned to one of the lady on her quest about her husband, and he mentioned to her that what are you talking about? If I put a extract the complete memory of your husband, you won't able to even recognize him. He will become a strange person for her. So in a universe, everything work under certain principles. So how does this basically happen, this situation? Maybe you may find it weird, but I just want you to make some comment on it, if
No,
so.
I did not get your question. Could you just simplify?
See, according what I heard him, that he mentioned to that lady, he can remove a person's complete memory from her, and she will find him in her next time onward life as a strange person. She will not remember anything out of her. So how can this may happen as a mystical things people talked about in a neuroscience?
No, I mean, I don't know what context he talked to about. I think maybe, a lot of times he also jokes, right? That,
Maybe.
because, I think the context I understand, maybe the wife was complaining about the husband and he would have said that if you have no memory about him, then you will not even remember
Yes,
him, right? So
absolutely. No,
a lot
that
of
that is
times,
that is well.
I think that's what he would have said. And, frankly, when you go into deeper state of meditation, you actually become one with everybody. And a lot of your complaints and a lot of your doubts or this thing starts to resolve. So I would assume that, he said it as a joke or something like that, that I'll remove your memory and then your husband will be a happy person.
I would assume. Yeah.
So I hope you will not be minding this question, but I agree with you. Maybe you are absolutely
Yeah,
right. He would have make a fun out of the question.
yeah.
Thank you. Let me
Yeah,
appreciate
a
everything
lot
what you
of
are doing to
times
the
many
society.
questions are, a lot of times what Sadhguru also tries to say is that, that you have the answers, right? And it's important to even understand the questions that you have asked, because if you ask yourself that question,
Yeah.
uh, you will be able to understand whether that question really even means something or not, right?
Thank you
because
very much. Yeah.
Sure.
Thank you,
You have
Sunil.
been,
Thank you.
thank you.
Komal, can we move to you? And I also see some questions in the chat box.
Hello. Hello, Navki.
Hi, Komal. Hi.
I can't see you.
That's
I
because
also
my video
started to
was on.
call you instead of Navkirat, Navki.
I love it. It's very familiar. Varun's
I
calling me
too love it.
Navkirat. It's strange to me.
Yes, yes, yes. Today I observed that one. Hello. I'm
Hi.
Komal. I'm from Karnataka.
Hello, Komal.
Actually, I'm loving all the sessions of yours. And my question exactly is whenever Shreans sir says that hold your vibrations. So what does exactly mean? How to hold our vibrations and when to hold our vibrations? I'm not getting that one.
Yeah. So, when you meditate, you actually feel that energy, right? You must have felt it. You
Yes, yes, sir.
feel that energy, feel that intense emotion of feeling. And, I think what happens is that it's meditation is like eating a healthy breakfast, right? But
Yes,
when you
sir.
enter the life, you have to take care of your kids and you have to make food and, work and do a lot of things. And a lot of times you're not able to hold that vibration, what you actually felt in the meditation, right?
Okay.
So it's important, when you're losing your balance, it's important to get into that zone again. A lot of times I actually sit for a 5-minute meditation in the middle of my work so that I get back to my true essence, my true feeling, and I get back to that, elevated emotion that we call. And
Okay.
I
Okay.
guess, that's what he would be
And
talking.
what is exactly that when we are in a nobody state? How to know that?
That automatically happens. And tomorrow we're going to talk about how we move into different brain waves. You actually move from beta to alpha to theta, and you start losing your ego, your identity. You will forget that you are a mother or a sister or a daughter. You start losing your identity, and when you start losing your identity, you start losing your ego, right? And when you start losing your ego, because we associate ourselves with the money we have, with the relationship we have, with the kids we have, with the house we have, with the cars we have, with so many things, right? But you are nothing of that, right? You are actually way bigger than anything, any of that. And that's why it's important to become nobody, because actually you're nobody, right? You're nothing and you're everything at the same time. I don't know if you remember the
No, I felt that one.
cosmic
But
eye when you saw that video, that you just realize how every part of the universe is inside you and you are inside the universe.
yes, sir.
So yeah, you're
And
way.
thank you for the last question I have. Actually, from 6 to 8 months, I am suffering from like Shreyan sir said that mirror effect. That whatever I see, like the person is having accident or he is dead, I am just applying to myself. I don't know how, but it is becoming automatically that I'm just fearing and fearing and fearing like I'm dead now. My accident has happened.
Hmm. Hmm. So
Just I consulted the doctor also. I took the treatment. I took the taps and all. But again, I started the meditation. Now I am little bit on. I think 60% I am recovered because my stomach was like shivering.
yeah,
But now after the meditation session, I think thanks to only 12 days. Now I'm not feeling the shivering sensation. I'm
that's
feeling
very
so
nice.
good. But
Congratulations.
thank you, thank you.
That's
For
great.
this, sir, actually, I want to know that which meditation I should be in like a daily basis. I should do on a daily basis.
You should definitely, especially for fears and anxiety,
Yeah,
there's a meditation on fears and anxiety. And you can go to Shans Daga YouTube channel, Shans Daga Foundation.
I have downloaded almost now
You
12
have
days.
downloaded. So, I'll tell you that, you have to do what resonates with you.
No,
Try all of them. I would say fear and anxiety one is great. Even the transcendental breath work is a great way to release.
yeah, That
all
one after
the,
that only, I think so. But
yeah.
now I am liking the yesterday's. I think 2 days back now we are doing like a quantum physics. That one that is working best for myself,
So
and
then
I
do
am
that.
continuing that one.
Do that. I mean, even with me, there has been time. I remember there was this whole 1 year where every single day I meditated on one. There was this music by Eric Berglund called Endless
Okay.
Light. And for 1 year, I just meditated on that. So it just, this is a beautiful feeling, right? You have to,
Yes.
what connects with you, only you know, right?
No, I am feeling that within 12 days, I can tell everybody that since last in the August, my husband had an accident. All it started by then. So I
Mhm.
felt so near by that. I started fearing, okay, what will happen next? What will happen next?
Yeah.
And after, if I see the news also, this person is dead, this person, I just
Fear.
applying to myself. I
Yeah.
started applying myself. I was suffering so much,
Yes.
and I did this, that, but nobody worked for me.
Yeah.
But I tell you, within 12 days, thanks you and thanks to Shreans sir, I am
Oh,
really feeling a different person. I
uh,
think I found myself, the person I was before.
wow. Wow. That's
Thank you. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you,
I was
Komal.
I was full of tears.
yeah. No, that's
Thank you.
amazing, and all the best.
Thank
And
you.
I am sure by the end of the workshop, you will be who you truly are, and even bigger.
I found myself now, almost 80% I found myself.
That's great.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
And
Komal.
I
Thank
think
you.
Thank you for
all
Thanks a
these
sharing.
lot.
all these challenges that comes in your life is only for a reason, and is only to make you a better person. So even yesterday when we were in the morning session, we were talking about this with somebody who they were talking about their challenges and their fears. And I said that you have to use these challenges as you have to take it in your stride. It's like you going into a child from first standard going into second standard. The studies are going to be difficult, more difficult. Third standard will be even more difficult when he
No,
graduates.
your syllabus is very easy.
No,
You are very, very
I'm
easy.
talking about the challenges in life. But you have all the tools to deal with it, right? And
Yes,
slowly
I'm doing.
you will start enjoying those challenges.
Yes, sir. I'm doing both the times. Not your morning session, I'm not attending, but which one I have downloaded. Early in the 5 o'clock, I'll do the morning session, and now live I'll be.
Sorry
I'm
to
doing.
interrupt, Komal.
So
Thank
I
you.
think we need
Thank
to
you.
move on to the next.
Thank you.
Thank you for
thank
sharing.
you. Thank you.
Sandeep, we'll move on to you. Request you all to try and keep it to 1 or 2 questions, and preferably related to what we are discussing, so that
Yeah,
we can get in as many questions as possible. I know some of the questions are universal and we get answers from everyone's experiences. So we
yeah.
move
Am
on
I
to
audible?
Sandeep. Yes,
Yeah,
you're audible.
yeah.
Yeah.
First of all, I am so floored by the kind of session which Varun has taken. It's a wonderful, wonderful insight, and what a scientific way to explain step by step how you learn. About that, I just have two questions.
Sure.
One is, see, when we learn something, of course, the neurons, they make connections, and in this process, what is the role of brain to understand something? Because this faculty, this realm, we have not touched at all. Many a times we learn something, but learning by rote or repetition is a learning which brain just can repeat it, and it can put it out in same way. But when you understand, there is some reasoning, there is some logic. So how do we deal with these faculties as far as learning is concerned? I think I am relevant to the topic.
No, yeah, you are relevant, but I didn't understand your what exact question.
See, I just wanted to wedge in where the faculty of understanding and reasoning fit
Sure.
into the whole picture of things.
Yeah. No, so I think that's a very, very important point because when you understand things, like let's say you read a book and information, and when you start to reason, all that information actually gets stored in your thinking brain, which is your neocortex, right? And the more you understand, the intensity of that understanding, the more connections you will make in the brain. So one is just to get a normal knowledge. And we also talked about that whole cone of learning, right? How we remember different things.
Yeah,
When you see
yeah,
things is different, when you
yeah,
do things is different, when you
yeah,
say and
yeah,
teach, it's a lot more different.
yeah,
So
yeah.
connections are at deeper stage at that moment in time. What we are also trying to say here is that and you will learn tomorrow in my session about brain waves and chakras, that how when kids are small, it's very easy for them to learn new things, but as adults it gets tougher, right? That's why they say कि बचपन में जो सीख लिया वो कभी नहीं भूलते, right? And that's because they are working from a different brain wave. But as adults we can also move to that brain wave and learn information and learn new techniques that get stored in our brain in a much powerful way. So tomorrow when we talk about brain waves and chakras, I think some of these questions will get answered.
Okay, very well. Thank you for this. And one more small question, which I feel that is very relevant is, see, as far as your experience is concerned, like you mentioned about a person who got angry because of some episode,
Yeah.
and later on he realized that it is not a good thing, and he has been now stamped as an angry person, and he accidentally or incidentally meets this course, and he does this and he rewires everything, and now
Yeah.
he is a peaceful person by virtue of the process which he goes through in the course. And you also mentioned that the anger, where has it gone? It has gone into the learning part of the soul. Am I right?
Yes. As
Yeah,
wisdom.
yeah, as wisdom. Yeah, it stores as a as a thing that one should take back as a carry forward. That okay, this is learning. I should not do this. Something like that. But what does happen to good part of memories also? I mean, good parts, like a brain does not know what is good or bad. Or
Right.
does it create an emotion? Does it create an emotion? Like emotions create thinking sometimes, and sometimes does it, is it vice versa also? Like let's say, for example, I am very depressed today. I'm
Sure.
feeling depressed. I'm
Yeah.
feeling low. I'm feeling bad. I feel that nothing works out in my life. Just as an example, this gives me a
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
bad feeling. And
Yeah.
as Shreans told earlier that you get that guts, you get that feeling in your guts. So how does these things work in the brain
No,
as
of
far as
course, it's same as positive or negative. So,
yeah,
you can get into the negative loop and all that. You can, I mean, there are times where, people with the positive mind also can get into a negative loop, and then whatever that episode has happened, and then, they go into a depression. So the brain doesn't know the difference between the good and the bad, right? Of course,
yeah, that's what.
human beings, we have that will, and we have that power to change ourselves. But what the brain really doesn't know. In fact, the brain doesn't even know that it's real or it's imaginary, right?
Correct. And it's a mechanism which is
It's a mechanism, it's a machine, right? That's
yeah,
working.
it's a mechanism which is
And
common.
you feel whatever. It's like a machine. You feed in oranges, you'll get orange juice, right? You feed in apple, you'll get apple juice. You feed in
Exactly.
poison, you'll get poison. Yeah, right? So
Yeah.
whatever you feed in is
Yeah.
that's what that's what you're gonna reap.
Yeah. So I just wanted to put some light on this. I had a little bit manthan on what you said, but I am really taken back by beautiful way you have told everything, and I'll go through it once again and make notes of it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Sandeep. Gurpreet, we can move to you. We can see you. And
Yeah,
also,
hi.
blessings. I know you've been writing in the chat box, but can you raise your hand and you'll be added as panelist, and that's when you can come on video or audio and ask your question.
So,
Hi, Gurpreet.
Namkira, yeah, hi. Very good evening. I'm calling from Delhi. I head learning and development for one of the organization. I'll just quickly ask this question. You talked about the neocortex, and then you talk about the limbic, and then you talk about the cerebrum, the brain part. So, if we have the bigger, agar hamara cerebrum sabse bada ho jaye, if it is bigger, we will have more unconscious things which we can do it, and we will be better, and we can do things apne aap kar sakte. So is there a way we can increase the size of the brain? In one of the book by David Eagleman, I had read that the size of the brain keeps on changing upon the experiences which you do on a daily basis, because neocortex sabse bada hai, which is like we're
You
just
know,
learning right now.
Good question, but I'll tell you that our cerebrum is very small. Like a limbic brain is probably the size of an apricot,
Okay.
and the cerebrum is like even more smaller, like very tiny. And the kind of functions that can do, and I can tell you, we don't even use 10% of that ability, right?
Oh.
So we've not even scratched the surface what our potential is. So, we talked about 400 billion bits of information that our brain receives every day, every second. And we
Okay.
can't even comprehend 2000 bits of that information. So it's like saying that, you have, in a factory, you can produce 500 tons, but you're producing only 5 tons, right?
Hmm.
Why would you add more capacity, right?
Okay. So you're saying without, we don't need to increase our cerebrum. That is enough
More
for
than
one
enough.
life,
We have more
for
than
one
enough.
life.
We've not even scratched a small
Okay.
part of our potential.
So you're talking about people who are, like Sadhguru, he would have also not cracked it?
I don't know about Sadhguru, but a lot of, I mean,
Lot of people.
most of us
Most
have not
Okay,
cracked
okay.
it.
I'll just okay.
And I think even, like even masters, big masters, probably even if you can get to like 15%, 20%,
Okay.
I mean, you're Buddha, yeah, you're
Oh,
like,
oh.
yeah.
And also like you, whatever wisdom you have shared, if you could share some books, what happens a lot of time, whatever you have shared, that episodic memory which you're talking about. So a lot of learning courses are created on basis that, there are a lot of good instructional designers who do that, and there are a lot of vendors in the market who just sell anything which is of no use. You just say हमारा content बहुत अच्छा है. So if you
Mm.
can share any book on brains where you got all this information for further reading, if possible.
Oh, sure. There are many, you should read stuff which has been written by Joe Dispenza.
Can you write it on the chat, because I will not
Yeah.
remember
Gurpreet,
that.
actually, if are you on the WhatsApp group?
No, I am not on the WhatsApp group.
Okay, so if you can just send your number to the chat, they'll add you to the WhatsApp group, and the WhatsApp group itself has all the recordings, and they keep sending even PDFs of books and different recommendations. So I think that'll be of great help.
I think
So
most of the people, the reason I'm asking you, most of the people will ask questions related to meditation, of course, which is good. I want to also start it, but I am more interested towards brain, how it works, using that
So
that into learning.
we'll send you stuff. Just leave your number.
I've left it. I think you've got it. 9971949770.
great. We'll take it from there, and
Have you got
We'll
it?
send
WhatsApp.
you
Just
we'll
reconfirming.
send you a list of books.
Yeah.
You have got it. Just reconfirming. Have you got it? Yes or no?
Yes, this is Team SDA. We've got your number. We'll get in touch
Thank you.
with you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
You guys are doing a fabulous job. Thank you.
Thanks, Gurpreet.
Majorly, people only teach meditation, but you're teaching brain as well. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thanks again.
You have to join the knowledge with experience, right?
No, this is very different. This is different. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks again.
Thank
Thanks for
you.
your time.
Thanks. Valsala, are you there? Valsala Nair? Yeah.
Good evening,
Hi,
everyone.
we can see you.
Hello. Good
Hi,
evening.
hi, we can see you.
Varun sir, I understood your class today very, very nicely. I just have a small question. Like, see, we are learning a mantra. See, for example, I am learning a mantra. It takes 2 or 3 days to deliberately learn it. And after that, I keep chanting the mantra. And side by side, I am thinking of something else also. Which part of the brain recites the mantra and which part of the brain goes for other things?
Yeah. No, so, we talked about neural nets, right? So there are, you have thousands of, we talked about that in a small grain of sand, there are over 10,000 neurons and with over 1 billion connections, right? So you have different parts of your brain stores different parts of your information, right? And you have the ability to, go in all directions. So even when you meditate, so many thoughts come, and at the same time you're focusing on the breath, right? So I think only with practice, when you keep doing it, there are times where you're completely focused on the mantra and not using. So different parts of our brain, to answer your question, stores different information. So a part of your brain which is chanting the mantra, and another part of the brain which is thinking of other things in life.
Mm-hmm. So is it all right if
Yeah,
that goes on?
it's absolutely all right, because we all go through that.
Yeah.
There
Okay.
is no
Thank you.
problem.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Valsala.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam.
Thank you. Lata, could we move to you? Keshav, can you shift Lata? Sorry, friends, we're just trying to go as fast as we can, but it's important to learn from everyone. Hi, Lata, can you hear me?
Hi, thank you so much for taking my question. Today's session, meditation and the presentation was absolutely beautiful. And actually, I would call it very empowering, because keeping our brain, mind healthy has been such a big thing for us these days with so much stress. So absolutely.
Sorry. Lata, would you like to switch on your video?
I have a problem with my camera. It's not working. Is it all right?
Yeah, it's completely fine. It's completely fine.
So I have 2 questions. The first one is related to you said our whatever we learn goes into our subconscious. And then you said if we don't use it, we lose it. So I am thinking about my memory from say 2 decades ago. So I'm thinking of my home where I grew up and all my friends and neighbors. And I also think of the school that I went to every day for 12 years. So at that time, I remembered both very well. So I remembered the route I took to the school, the bus I sat in, everything was very, very clear to me. But 2 decades later, I remember the home very well, but not anything about my school. Like I don't remember my friends, I don't remember the route. So both went into my repetitive memory, into my subconscious, but one thing I'm remembering very well 2 decades later, but one thing I don't remember at all. So what is it that makes this difference between the 2 memories?
Yeah, so what really happens is because you remember one thing well, you must be remembering that again and again, and you would be going back to that home or thinking about that home, right? So that subconsciously and even consciously, like right now you're telling me that I remember about my home, and you must have done that many times over the last 20 years, right? Okay, I remember that home. So you're actually revisiting that memory. It's not that you're not revisiting that memory, right?
Okay. So not necessarily redoing, just even revisiting the memory is as good as refreshing the memory.
Yeah, because your brain actually doesn't know the difference between you really doing it or just really thinking about it.
Okay. Got it. Thank you. And one more quick question is like, I want to do the healing and manifestation both. And I want to do with the recorded sessions that you have, because that works very well for me. So would I just at the end of healing do my manifestations, do all my visualizations, or I should do two separate sessions, one where I do the healing meditation and a separate one where I do the manifestation?
No, if you like to do it together, you can do it together. Not a problem at all.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Gratitude.
Thank you. You know, I would just say one thing. There are no rules, guys. There's no hard and fast, nothing. Do what you like, right? Whatever feels right. You know, we're talking about all the science and all, but at the end of the day, you know, we have to do what our heart says, right? You have to be connected to who you truly are, what you truly believe in, right? And when you start doing that, when you start flowing, right? When you get into that state of flow, that's when magic starts to happen. Correct? So don't meddle so much with the details. Just you get the broader point, right? Get the picture. Once you get the picture, you've got the knowledge. Then focus on the experience, right? And combine it with, you know, you have to find your hacks, right? You got to find your moments, your magic. Yeah.
So Varun, do we have more time? It's
yeah, I guess we can probably take one last.
Hi. Hello.
Hi.
Can I?
We can't really see you. It's all blurred.
Yeah, my camera is not working, but I thought just to show you it's actually not working, so I switched on.
Okay, can you say your
Can you hear
name,
me,
where you're
Navki?
from? Hi.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. Hi, very good evening to all of you and co-journey passengers also. This is Simran. Simi, you can call me. I'm from Delhi basically, Varun sir. And मुझे लग रहा है कोई miracle हो गया है, चमत्कार. Literally, I was pissed off. I have no shame to confess. Really, daily in Q&A, you know, I was getting so agitated because no consideration for messages. I was इतना मैंने एग्जाम में टाइप नहीं किया जितना 10 दिन में कर दिया है.
Sorry about that.
Anyway, better late than never. Okay, I'll just quickly, although I'm not prepared with the questions, I hope I'll get chance again after here. And I'm attending both the sessions, sir, just to update, so that I don't want to lose. And God's grace, I realize that repetition is important. So it's unknowingly, universe is making me do that already. I'm thankful to universe and you. Okay, quickly, I have questions in good interest of all also. So technically, when we say we can change our brain, hardware of the brain. So depending upon age, does it matter how strong and cemented are our patterns and all? One. Second, if not age, then still practically how fast we can do it if really we are eager to change life and the vibration and the aura. Because I feel changing me is helping society also in a way. You know, that's what I have learned in spirituality. If I am getting and spreading nonsense, vibrations, anger, depression, this, that. So I think I'm contributing in a negative energy in the world. So I want to come out of this pattern, vicious cycle of my life. Please help me with that.
Sure. No, I think it's a very good question. So your first question, you know, yes, age does matter. You know, as you grow in age, it gets tougher. Because, you know, there are so many hardwired programs that are already in your system. And, you know, that's why we say that after the age of 35, 95% of who you are is an automated program. And, you know, in this session, but there is a way to enter your subconscious, right? And that's why we use the knowledge and information and the experiences of meditation, that how we can get into the subconscious and start changing that pre-wired connection. So when you're in the subconscious mind, it's almost like you're a child, right? Because the child is always in the subconscious mind. Every information that you're coding into the child's brain is is going directly into his subconscious. You tell him if there is a Santa, he'll believe there is a Santa, right? So similarly, when you're in the subconscious, it's much easier to rewire your brain and your old wiring, your programs, than when you're in the conscious. When you're working in the day and you say, oh, I want to change myself, it's not going to happen. But when you're sitting into meditation and you put that intention that, okay, now I'm going to do this and change this, and when you keep wiring and firing that new information into your subconscious, that's when it becomes easier to change. And then you can literally become like a child and change way faster. We've had people in one breathwork have
Sorry to
healed
continue breathwork.
I was saying that we've had people in one breathwork have healed years of chronic illness and stuff like that, because the intensity of that energy was so strong, and they get so much energy that it completely changed them, and they had a mystical experience, right? So it's all scientific, but it's important to understand the science, and then we can use that science to make the change.
Sorry, sir. I take you back to the question. How part you explained very well, and the groundwork has been done by already so many days.
Simi, your voice is breaking. It's breaking quite badly. We're not able to make out what you're saying.
Okay. Is it okay now?
Yeah. It's better.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm saying, the groundwork has been so good in all these days, including today's session.
Simi, it's breaking again. I'm sorry. Just call us back.
I think more of
It's totally breaking.
Hello. Can I go on purely audio? Let me try that quickly. Hello.
Okay. Yeah, better. Just remove your video. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Simi, can't hear you. I'm so sorry.
It's not impossible, right? I just want to. No problem, dear.
Yeah, sorry, Simi. What we'll do is probably we'll connect with you. Just add yourself to the WhatsApp group. It just gets easier to stay in touch even after the workshops, because we have sessions every week. We have breathworks every week. We have meditations every week. Almost 3 sessions every week. So just we are around. We are not going anywhere. So you can even after the workshop, because there's thousands of people out there, and it obviously gets tough to take questions from everybody. But I'm sure we'll touch base and answer each one of your questions in some time in the future, if we can't answer it now.
Yeah. So friends, you can also email info@shreansdaga.org if you want to ask Varun a question. Is that correct, Varun?
Yes, that's fine.
Yeah. And that's all the time we have for today's questions. We are meeting again tomorrow to see Varun again and hear some fantastic facts and phenomena about brainwaves and chakras. So it's going to be a very, very beautiful and informative and revealing session. And I hope we're all together tomorrow as well. Until then, keep shining, keep pruning, keep evolving, and keep smiling.
Thank you. Thank you, Navkirat. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Varun.
Great day. Bye-bye.